Going on YouTube? Chris here from Red Planet Films and Red Planet Gaming, and tonight I wanted to give you guys a quick little review on my thoughts and my opinions on the new Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. Now before I start, I just wanted to say that my favorite Paranormal Activities was 1 and 3. 2 I felt was a letdown, and 4 I thought was also a letdown. It was, they both had some cool moments and stuff and some good scares, but to me it didn't deliver the same kind of thrill that the first and the third one did. The third one had an amazing effects, like amazing visuals and stuff like that, and I thought it was an outstanding movie. And 4 had some cool effects, but still wasn't strong enough to hold up to 3, and 2 just to me was complete garbage. I can't sit and watch it, I'm not gonna lie. And 1 I thought was kind of cool because it was the beginning of the franchise, and no other movie was made like this, and I think it was important that we had Paranormal Activity 1 and begin this franchise, because to my opinion, the horror industry and the supernatural industry is kind of dying, and we don't have that many movies that mess with the brain the way Paranormal does. Like, when I was little and I used to watch Halloween, I used to be kind of scared of Halloween because of Michael Myers, and I used to think that Michael Myers used to come and scare everybody, and I used to be scared of that, and it used to mess with me because I thought there was a curse of Michael Myers for Halloween. Every Halloween that there was going to be a Michael Myers and he was going to kill me or something. And I know that's silly, but I was just a kid, and as a fan of horror films such as Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, all those movies, I just believe that they were important in my life because I loved horror movies. I still do love horror movies, and to be quite honest, there hasn't been a really good franchise of movies, of horror movies or supernatural movies or anything like that that's been illustrated in quite a while. So I thought it was very important that, I still think that it's very important that Paranormal Activity is out and it's continuing, because people might think that they're going to kill the franchise and why there's so many, but my opinion is I think that they need to do this because there's no other movies that are doing this right now, none. And as far as horror franchise goes, and if you look at Halloween, those movies are all classic. Those are classic movies to me. Friday the 13th, there's classic movies to me. All those classic horror movies, there's so many of them. There's not just one. And the only one that I know of that's only 2 of right now is Jeepers Creepers, and that was a great movie too. But they were supposed to make another one, and they haven't. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I'm not sure. I think I heard a rumor that it might, but I don't know. Anyways, back to the movie. I'm sorry, I don't want to spoil it too much anyway, so it's pretty good that I'm saying this, but I thought the movie was good. I thought it was a good movie. I thought me and my girlfriend, when we were watching it, we were bugged out. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good movie. It had nothing to do with the actual story and stuff, but in a way they kind of connected it, and I thought that was kind of cool. But in the same time, they wanted to do something more realistic. You could tell that they took a more realistic approach to it, and I appreciated it for that, because it kind of felt like this could happen to anybody. And it's cool because like I said, no other movie is messing with your mind, psychologically. No other movie is doing this. So you have to respect it for what it is. And if you have that strong mind and you think if you turn the corner, there's something's gonna pop out, that's not exactly what Paranormal is about. It's behind the scene, kind of behind what's going on. That's kind of the freaky part. This whole thing's about demons and witches and how strong that they can be, and how you pretty much have no say in the matter of if they control you or not. It's pretty freaky how they could get in your life. And obviously there's people who think that that's not true, that doesn't happen, blah blah blah, but whatever. that's just, I believe, killing the movie for yourself. Like, I think if you put yourself in that person's shoes, then you kind of understand and kind of feel the movie more and kind of let it flow naturally more in your scare system, I guess, because I don't think that there's a person out here that if you're just like sitting at home playing video games with your friends, or sitting at home cooking or reading a book or something, and a loud bang happens, you're not gonna just be like, what was that? Or you're just gonna be like, oh, that was nothing. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen. And I just believe that Paranormal Activity is a pretty good movie. And as far as the Marked One goes, I think it was a big lift from 4. I thought it was a wow. Like, I can't even really tell you what I felt towards it, because it was good. I thought that compared to 4, compared to 4, like 4 shouldn't have been made. It should have went from 3 to the Marked Ones. And although 4 continues with the story and the Marked One doesn't, still the Marked Ones was a lot better than a lot of the other ones. Well, 2 of the other ones, because my order would go 3, the Marked Ones, 1, 4, then 2. That's my order. And then whenever 5 comes out, we'll see what happens with that. 5 comes out September, October, around that, and later on in the year, which I guess I could say that I'm pretty excited for it, since I've seen the Marked Ones, and the Marked Ones, like I said, was a big lift. And I just believe that this movie had some pretty good effects, some pretty good scares. And the thing that I really enjoyed about the movie is the anticipation, because a lot of these movies, a lot of the Paranormal Activity movies had to have that. You're waiting for something to happen, and when it finally happens, you're just like, oh, like, okay, good. I got through that. Or, you're just like, oh, wow, that's it. Or, whatever your feel towards it, or whatever. Just because in some of them, that's happened to me. Like, I watched it, was waiting for this huge scare, and it was really a letdown. But in this one, like, in my opinion, you did not know what was coming. And that's how I felt. Like, I know they were building up towards a huge scare, which I'm not going to spoil, but the fact that it's just, for instance, in a lot of the other Paranormal Activities, or without spoiling too much, this is a little spoiling, so if you don't want to get anything spoiled, I suggest you stop watching now. But for instance, like, in a lot of the other Paranormal Activities, like, the cameraman or the camera would move and move and move, and then boom, something would happen. In this one, you could move the camera a million times and nothing would literally happen. Nothing. And you're just waiting, like, nothing happens. It just goes on with the movie, and you're just like, wow, really, this just got played? Like, I thought something was going to pop out, and nothing pops out. And I think that's why I think this movie was so good, because when you expected something to happen, nothing happened. And I think that was important for the movie, because it was done differently. And the story by itself with the Marked Ones, about the boy and his friends and stuff, what they go through, it's actually pretty good too. I thought that it was interesting of how they got, marked, and how everything happened in the movie. And without spoiling anything, I didn't want to say anything, but there was some good freaky scares. And I would want to tell you guys, but I'd rather you guys watch it and find out. Like, I know a lot of people probably say, like, I don't want to waste my money doing that or whatever, so then just wait till it gets out on DVD or Blu-ray or Netflix or whatever. But I believe that this movie was good, and I will give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8. No. Actually, I'll give it a 7.5. 7.5, because although it was great and, it was a big lift, it still doesn't attract to everyone, and that's important to me. Like, a lot of people can't relate to these kind of movies because they're not believers, or they don't focus on that kind of subject and matter. So to me, it has to be like a 7.5, 8ish, around there. That's my number grade, and my letter grade would be like a C+, or B-. And I really think that I enjoyed it. I won't lie to you. Like, I enjoyed it, and I give it that letter grade, and I give it that number grade. I know a lot of you probably give it a 4 out of 10 or 2 out of 10, and that's cool. But I just feel like you're not looking at the bigger picture of of the whole concept of paranormal activity. You know, like witches and demons and all that kind of entity stuff. Those things are kind of freaky if that was to happen to you for real life. Like obviously the characters in the movies and stuff, they could be dumb and they could be smart, but whatever happens is their decision. You know, some people do that. Some people would act like that. Some people would do those things. I know for a fact I wouldn't be nosy. I wouldn't. I would just run away. But without spoiling anything more, it's just I believe that the movie was good and I thought it deserved to be talked about. And I'm gonna try to see if I go to like the movies once a week and stuff, and try to do more reviews on the latest movies and probably some movies on Netflix and give you guys my take on it. You know, I love movies. I love the horror movies especially. That's my favorite genre of movies, and you know, shows and stuff like that. And since we're doing our own fan films and our short films and our gaming and stuff, I might as well do some movies reviews as well, just alongside of my cousin and my partner, Richie. So my thought on Paranormal Activity is what you just saw, and I hope you guys liked it. If you guys didn't like it, I understand. That's your opinion and stuff like that. I'm not gonna be all mad about it. Comment on what you thought of Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, or what you think about Paranormal Activity, the franchise, or what you think of any horror movies, and your suggestions on what I should watch, or what you think is better than, you know, Paranormal Activity. Whatever you guys want, you could comment on, and good, bad, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. I have a nice life, and nothing like that's gonna really bother me. But please comment and share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the flip. Peace.